There's my sunshine.
Moving a little slow this morning. But we're up.
All right, welcome back, guys, to another video. Today's video, we're going to be installing a launch control on a Raptor 700 with the Power Commander 5 with ignition. As you can see, it's not my four-wheeler. It is actually a special guest. It is my cousin who is slightly hungover.
It is mine. My name's Anthony. Nice to meet you all finally. This is my 08 Raptor 700. Doesn't have much done to it. It's got a HMF pipe on this side.
You started over here.
I'm going to start you from the back to the front. Go front to back.
Go down here. Oh, shit.
Fuel customs intake. And programmer. That's about it. That's all she's got.
That's what we're working with. She does rip. Last night, we were making a video on wiring this up, but after reviewing footage and coming over here to see what we got done, it was completely wrong. It wasn't even remotely close.
And I was recording barely coherent. I'm not even sure what happened last night, but
yeah, so we were way off on what we were doing. So we're gonna break it down in this video. This clutch switch up here, there's two wires in here. We already spliced it because, like I said, last night we started it. So you're gonna peel all this coating off. You're gonna follow this wire. We pulled the radiator off and just kind of pushed it out of the way. There's a group of wire harness down here. You're gonna follow that wire from the top all the way down here. It's a 2-pin connector. So if you're looking at the back of the connector or the top where the plug is, it's the left side wire. To double check that, you go to the bottom of the plug and you pull the sleeve back and you want the yellow and black wire. But just for the sake of the video and easier installation, if you're looking at the plug like this, it's the left side wire. So once you locate the wire, like I said, strip all this coating back up and then expose the wires. And then you're gonna cut the yellow and black wire in half. And then we're gonna splice some shit together. So we're gonna start splicing some wires and we'll get right back with you. All right, so we got the wires spliced up, so I'm gonna explain it a little bit better. So at the bottom of the plug here, when the wire comes up, we're gonna hook up, we have a long wire. I think it calls for 22 gauge wire is what it calls for. I don't even know what this wire is. This is just remote wire for car audio. I know on mine I used 18 gauge wire. It worked, but I did have to snip some of the, whatever you want to call it, wire down, I guess. Cut some of the wire down. So I know they recommend 22 gauge wire, but that's just some really, really thin shit. So if you're gonna use that, just make sure you buy some premium stuff so the wire doesn't break, because I know that can happen. So back up here, like I said, where the plug comes off, we put the two wires together, put them in a butt connector, and then where the wire comes down, we put another butt connector. So we kept the circuit going here, but now we have this wire that's taking signal. And we're gonna run it all the way back to the Power Commander 5. So we're gonna route that up right now, put everything back together up front. It should be done up here. That was pretty much the hard part, so. All right, so normally, like I said, we just cleaned up front here, so we got ready to put back in. They got all zip tied up and our wires ran. So, like I said, we are using a switch. If you don't want to use a switch, we got this nice Amazon basic switch. I talked about it in one of my videos. Got it here in a couple of days. Prime members, you know what's up. So that is an option. You don't have to use a switch if you don't want to, but in our application, just to be able to turn it on and off is nice. So if you don't want to do that, this wire that we hooked up there, you're just going to run this all the way back to the Power Commander 5. If not, you're going to splice. Obviously, we're going to splice into the switch, so when the switch is on, the launch control will be engaged, and when it's off, it'll be off. So nice to have, you know, just turn it on and off. So right now we're just going to clean up running all these wires to the back, and then we'll go from there on hooking up to the Power Commander. All right, we got everything wire-wise ran. So if we can zoom in here, we can just kind of show you this clusterfuck of a mess.
It's not that bad. I did a good job.
We just zip tied everything to anything that we could.
And then all the way up through here.
There we go. YouTube fucking quality. All right, so next step, we're taking our wire, what's left of it, we're gonna trim it, obviously. But on your Power Commander 5, if you flip over to the back, you'll see all these little holes. Closest, it's the first hole, closest to the main wiring harness on the programmer. And on the back here, there's a really, really tiny flathead set screw. we actually had to.
Where's this
Yeah, I
absolute
was gonna
unit?
say, we had to take a glasses screwdriver and grind it down.
I don't know if I can even focus.
Yeah,
on
it's,
there we go.
this.
There you go.
Yeah, it's very, very tiny, very tiny. But once you get it in there, like I said, you just tighten it down on there, and then you can clean up the rest of your wires, and then from there, everything's gonna be done on the laptop. Pretty much at the end of it now, so. All right, so before we tidy up all the wires, I wanna make sure it works, which it does. So now I'm gonna bring you around back here, and I'll show you what all you have to do after you get it hooked up. So once you get it hooked up, you're gonna turn your key just so it's running. Obviously not at running, but running. And you're gonna come up here to Power Commander Tools, and then you're gonna go to Configure, and then Feature, Enables, and Input Sections. And that's gonna load up this screen here. So you're gonna come down here where it's Launch Control, and you're gonna select it. And then you're gonna change this to Input 1, because that was what we plugged into as Input 1. Then you're gonna come over here and hit Configure. And we're using a timer to arm, so that means you have to hold the clutch in for X amount of seconds before it'll work. So we set ours at 3 seconds. That's pretty normal. We're leaving the switch dial normally open. The launch RPMs you're gonna have to play with. We just set it at 3,500 to make sure it works. So it does work. But pretty much it from there. That's it, guys. I mean, that's all really that goes into it. From there, you're just gonna play with the RPMs, do some.
What is this? Take 6?
Yeah, we've been having some issues.
Anyways.
So we're gonna give you a little demo of this. So if you set it up with the trigger to arm, you'll pull the clutch in for the amount of seconds that you put in the software. And then this is our on and off switch, which we will now demonstrate.
Yeah, it should go ping, ping, pop, pop.
Take it away.
All right. Right here. That's what I'm talking about. I want every other Raptor out there to be scared.
Hope you guys enjoyed the video. A nice little short one, little tutorial.
Pretty easy, as long as you wired it up right. And only turn the switch on when it's running. It appears to be a little weird.
There were some kinks, but we worked out the kinks.
Yep.
She works now.